This is CopTop here with Parker from Square Enix. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Final Fantasy XIII-2?
So XIII-2 is a direct sequel to 13. It's only the second time we've done that with the main Final Fantasy. Basically, it takes place about 3 years after 13 ends. Without spoiling anything, the good guys do win in 13, obviously. And what we're doing is the main character, Lightning, from 13, she's gone missing. So you play as her younger sister, Sarah, and a new guy named Noel, and you kind of hunt her down, try to find out what's going on there. It explodes into this big time-traveling adventure from there, and it obviously gets massive as any Final Fantasy would, but that's the basic premise.
Great. So does the game pick up on Cocoon, or does it go back?
You're going back and forth. Yeah, but the whole point of what we're trying to do here is to take familiar environments from Pulse, from Cocoon, show them to the player again, but since there's this time travel concept, we're trying to change things up. So you're going to see Brescia, for example, which is a returning location, but it's going to look very different from how it looked in 13.
Okay. Now, all the mechanics look somewhat the same. You have paradigms and stuff. What can you tell us that's different about the game?
So we've kept the core mechanics intact. What we're trying to do is add in features here, kind of everywhere throughout the game. The most noticeable is that the actual structure of the game is much different. You're not going to kind of progress along one storyline now. You're moving between different connecting paths and trying to kind of carve your own way through the game. Time traveling back and forth. So that's one big difference. The kind of this concept of breadth and options. Another one is that instead of having a third-party character, you have many monsters, well over 150, that can enter your party. They'll fight alongside you. You cultivate them, grow them like a party character. They have unique attacks. Each one has unique attacks. So trying to kind of broaden the amount of content available to the player that way. Then one more is cinematic action sequences, which are basically kind of miniature cutscenes that will now take place in many battles, mostly boss battles. Get some quick time events, complete those. You get to see a nice little event play out in mid-battle.
Okay. That sounds pretty fun. One of the things we've heard about recently is all the DLC that's going to be available for this game.
Right.
Can you tell us about that?
Well, we've got a couple of items that were just announced for pre-order with GameStop and Amazon, so those are going to be available immediately. We'll have some other items available soon after launch, but there's some bigger stuff planned. We want players to kind of complete the game, get a chance to see all the content, and then we'll have some kind of more meaty stuff for them to dig into.
Awesome. So looking over here, we see a battle going on with Noel and Sarah. Are there any other new characters that you can talk about?
Yeah, we've shown Caius, who's kind of our big bad guy in this one. He's fighting against Lightning, Sarah, and Noel. He's the guy in the logo, opposite Lightning. He's kind of got a companion we're not talking much about yet, but you're going to see a lot of characters return in very different forms. You might have recognized Hope from the latest trailer. Well, now he's an adult. So with the whole time travel concept, we're able to kind of tweak how the characters look and kind of make them into new personalities.
So you had mentioned earlier that there's going to be not just a single linear path. How exactly is it going to play out? Is it going to be more like a traditional Western RPG with more open elements, or?
I don't want to say open world. I think ultimately we want to tell a story, but what we want to give the player opportunities is to stop, play to their own pace, kind of check things out. If they want to go back and forth, they can do that. So we'll have towns that you can run around in now and talk to NPCs and kind of give it an older Final Fantasy feel rather than making it more like the newer Western RPGs. And so yeah, we just want players to kind of get the sense that they're carving their own way through the game. We also have announced multiple endings, so you're gonna be able to see your decisions play out differently.
Great. Thank you very much for your time, Parker. I had a lot of fun, and the game looks great.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.